Welcome to Bob the Live Queen. This week we have special guests Mila Jam, Girl Baby, and Peppermint.
Are you over?
Please welcome Bob the Drag Queen.
I am unmuted. Hey, all you cool cats and kittens. Welcome back to Bob Live. I'm your host, Bob the Drag Queen, and we are appearing live from my basement in Washington Heights. So if you see a roach, I don't need your fucking judgment. Thank you to everyone that tuned in and watched the show last week between Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and Instagram. We had over 40,000 people watching. That is mwah. Thank you. Let's try to outdo that number today. Make sure you're liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing, all that stuff. Quick question. Are you washing your hands? And be honest. And I want to know what songs you sing. Personally, I like to stick to the classics.
You took me off the motherfucking schedule with your trifling, dirty, white, racist ass, big fat bitch, oompa loompa body ass bitch. I'm coming up there and I'm going to beat the fuck out you, bitch. Don't even try to call the police because I'm coming up on a video ass. And when you least expect it, I'm coming to beat the fuck out you, bitch. And then you wash your hands. Just rinse them off.
Do you remember the end of 2019 when you ate your collard greens and your black eyed peas and you thought, oh my God, next year just couldn't be any worse? And then 2020 was like, bitch, hold my drink. But there are some amazing things happening in the world. Lady Gaga has helped raise $35 million for COVID relief. Now, despite raising money for over 70 charities and causes, creating the Born This Way Foundation to foster creativity in youth, and raising $202 million to help people living with HIV and AIDS, the gays still will not forgive her for Art Pop. We are a really rough crowd. In an extreme plot twist, this week we found out that Dasani has more ingredients than a 5-bean casserole. And I found out that apparently no one prefers Dasani. But then again, I've always had odd taste. For example, I never liked Coke. I always preferred meth, Speaking of meth, Rebecca Chacklin, the creator of Tiger King, has revealed that Joe Exotic was racist. That's a plot twist that no one was surprised by. That was more predictable than the end of Passion of the Christ. Now, today we have an amazing show planned for you. Last week was Trans Day of Visibility, but today we are highlighting some amazing, openly proud trans musicians. We have Girl Baby, Mila Jam, and Peppermint. So let's get into it. That's right. On April 23rd, I will be appearing on HBO's We're Here, an amazing docuseries starring myself, Eureka O'Hara, and Shangela. Honestly, y'all, I'm so proud of this project. I cannot wait for you to see it. There's all these billboards popping up in LA and New York. I can't go out and see them because I'm quarantined in New York City. But if you happen to be safely driving to the grocery store or some essential place and you see me on a billboard, please take a picture. Please tag me. I really love seeing these. A little bit of social media housekeeping. This is being broadcast across all my social media platforms. You can watch this on my Facebook, my Instagram, my YouTube, or my Twitter. If you're watching on Facebook and you would like to see this without comments, just swipe to the left and then all the voices in your head will disappear. And while you're there, please take a moment to share this video. Click that share button. If you're on Twitter, girl, retweet. If you're on YouTube, give me a thumbs up. If you're on Instagram, give me some of them Celine Dion hearts. We need all that. So share. The quarantine has us all feeling a little crazy. And now I just want to check in with my gal Friday, DJ Mitch Farino. I don't know if I can hear you. I mean, I can hear you. I hope everyone can hear you. How are you, girl? Okay, I wanted to ask you a quick question. Have you had a consistent diet? During this quarantine, I have eaten 24 packets of ramen noodles. I've eaten 3 pounds of peanut butter, and I've eaten almost 2.5 pounds of oatmeal. All I eat every day is oatmeal and noodles. Oatmeal, and then once a week I mix it up with some chili dogs. Mm. Okay, so I used to eat old-fashioned oats, but then something happened one day and I was like, girl, I'm just that girl now who just only eats steel cut oats. So like if you're eating old-fashioned oats, what is this? Like 1960? I don't know. I just and it started off, I really hated them. Like steel cut oats with the GG good of my cabinet. I was like, I started out not liking them. Now I'm like, honestly, it's great.
Bob, we can't hear Mitch.
Oh, we can't hear you, Mitch. How do we figure that out? It's okay. Well, I'll
I
talk
had.
while you figure out why we can't hear you,
I
Mitch.
think you can hear me now.
All right, work,
I didn't unmute myself, but
work. We got it. We got it. We got it.
okay. So like right before like all of the quarantine, I had been like going to the gym. I had been eating correctly, doing all the things, and now it's just like everything's off. Like 15.
I've also gone through all of the feelings of quarantine. So what happens is first during quarantine, you're like, it's my body. I got to get my body in shape. So I was stretching, working out every single day. And then I was like, it's my apartment. I got to fix my apartment. So I'm like cleaning everything in the apartment. And then I'm like, it's my job. I got to fix my job. So I'm like making content and making videos. I was like, I got to shave my head. But I was ahead of the curve on that one.
Girl. Well, you look great. You look fantastic.
Thank you. So let's get into this show today, Henny.
Okay.
Now, during this quarantine, I feel like we all have been looking through old pictures to remind ourselves of what a hug feels like. And in the midst of looking through my old pictures, I found this old picture of myself, and I asked you to caption it for me. And let's just say you did not disappoint. Let's read some of my favorite responses. Okay, at Tina Biscuit said, Bob looking at Monet. What you don't realize is really funny is in this picture, I am actually looking at Monet. Monet is literally just right off frame doing some stupid Monet exchange shit that I really crack up at. At Corey underscore Jaquan says, seeing Sherry Pie in a scene for 2 seconds. Girl, I mean, where's the lie? Honestly, where's the lie? At Nelly says, now this might be, I don't know if this is just a black thing or not, but y'all can let me know. Maybe Mitch, you can let me know. At Nelly says, when your mom comes home and the chicken is still in the freezer. Let me tell you right now, that is a frightful feeling. When your mom is like, I'm coming home, put the chicken in the sink so it can thaw, and then you forget to do it, and you're like, oh my God, I'm done. We're not eating and I'm in trouble. This is also another black one. At Ray of Light underscore 02 said, look at you looking like your damn daddy. That one, I don't know why that one gets me so much. Granted, Martha Caldwell never quite said those things to me, but I've heard those things said and I understand the expression. And then, of course, at the Bianca Del Rio says, rewatching season 8. This bitch. And of course, Bianca's tweet was in all caps. So let's get it cracking. Thank you all for your contributions. Y'all did not let me down last week during the Corona Fashion Show, and you held it up again this time. Thank you. So I'm really, really excited to introduce our first guest. He is an LA-based musician. He's a hairstylist, tattoo artist, actor, and he's also my boyfriend. Please welcome Girl Baby.
Girl, baby, slap her ass and say hello. All her toes have been counted, swaddled in pink instead of yellow. Girl, baby, biting the kids locked in the pen. Oh, baby, where'd you get those scissors? All the Barbies are turning into Ken. Whoa, why she doesn't like it, I just can't conceive. Wish she quit her crying. Girl, baby, means so much to me. Whoa, means so much to me. girl, baby, the boys will be stomping on your feet. I guess that must just mean they like you, tenderizing a piece of meat. Whoa, why she doesn't like it, I just can't conceive. Wish she quit her crying, girl, baby. Means so much to me. Whoa, means so much to me. Girl, baby, has finally spoken their first words. And baby said baby's just a baby, not really a boy and really not a girl. Whoa, you're still my little baby, unconditionally. Just be what makes you happy, baby, baby. You mean so much to me. Whoa, mean so much to me. Whoa, mean so much to me. Whoa, mean so much to me.
Joining us from Sacramento, California, please welcome Girl Baby.
Hello, is this thing on? Did I do it?
It's on. So, okay, everyone make some noise for Girl Baby. That was amazing. And I'm glad that you chose to do that song.
Me too. It was totally my choice.
Work.
Not suggested by you at all.
Well, I think it was really good, and I don't know. I just thought you were. It's also one of my favorites. I think it was great. I think you're. I mean, obviously, I'm a big fan of yours. For people who don't know out there, Girl Baby and I are dating. We're in a relationship, so there is some nepotism. But also at the same time, I'm also a big fan of your work.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
Of course. Now, where have you chosen to quarantine?
I'm up here in Sacramento with my sister and her wife, and yeah, I'm just up here. I've been up here for like almost a month now.
How far is that from LA?
It's like a 5.5 hour drive.
Now, did you like? Are you one of those folks who like? I mean, got the hell out of Dodge? Like, was it like the quarantine's coming and you just like ran, or like what was it like?
I was like, once like everyone was kind of gonna be confined to their spaces, I was like, oh no, like when I'm alone, I get weird and I need to be able to hug somebody. So I just like called up my sister and I was like, I'm coming.
Yeah, because your roommate left. Left town.
So I would have been alone.
I mean, but there's two kind of quarantiners. There's the kind of folks who are just like, this is where I am, and there's folks who are like, I'm gonna, blaze the trail and head to the next spot.
Yeah, I'm very much an extrovert. Like I need people around me. I need to socialize as much.
To be honest, I could not imagine quarantining by myself. Like I'm here with Jacob, my other partner. Everyone's like Tiger King. No, I'm here with Jacob, my other partner. So if I was here by myself, I would probably, and I think honestly, my friends who are by themselves, I think about them like constantly. All the time, I'm like, what's going on? I need to be with it. Like, I need to call them. I need to blah blah blah. As you know, I spend like hours a day on the phone with my friends playing video games. But it's also not just for them. It's also for myself because I love playing video games.
Yeah, I know that about you.
Yeah. What are you doing to keep busy?
So I started a challenge where I'm doing 100 burpees a day, and that keeps me pretty busy.
That's crazy.
I'm getting really strong, like stupid strong. And then I go for a run every day. But I stay 6 feet away from people when I pass them.
That's nice.
You know, just do my part. And I also call a lot of people. I'm calling all my friends pretty much all day.
Tell me about your trajectory as a musician. Like, how did it start? Did you take music in high school? Were you in band? Were you in chorus?
My whole like performing beginnings were just like me bringing some wooden flutes to a farmer's market when I was like 9 years old and sticking them up my nose and playing them for people. And I just loved, like, I got a kick out of it, you know? And then I started playing guitar and started doing that at farmer's market. So I mean, it was never like a career path for me. Like it just kind of, I just kept writing songs and then eventually started performing them. But it was never like a thing I was going to do.
And the first time someone offered to pay you, were you like, "You gonna give me money for this?" Or were you like,
Oh, it was weird. Yeah, it was very weird.
And I also want to talk about your new single, Dysphoria,
Mm-hmm.
which is available to purchase on iTunes, and you can stream it on Spotify.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about what inspired this song for you.
Well, I think I'm 6 years into my transition now on testosterone, and I got top surgery just over 2 years ago. So at this moment in my life, I'm not experiencing a lot of dysphoria. Dysphoria is like, you know, basically the discomfort, disconnect between my body and like my brain and all that discomfort that comes with it. Being a trans person with dysphoria. You don't need dysphoria to be trans. I just so happen to have it. And I guess like now my fear is that it will come back one day because it was so traumatizing to experience it in my life for the first, 22 years of my life. And so it definitely took a toll on my mental health and like how I view myself. And so I guess the song was just kind of just talking about like how painful it was, and how much it affected me.
Do you find it therapeutic?
To write about it, yeah, for sure. I'd never written a song like that. I usually write pretty happy songs, and my first song that I released was this one, and I think I wanted to start at the beginning. And it just felt like the right thing to do.
I want to, so I posted on Twitter and my Instagram a picture of you, and I put a link to your account, and I asked people if they had any questions. And here are our questions. You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
So, Mitch, get ready with these images. So from Twitter @donut_sun, can you put up there? @donut_sun said, "If this isn't too nosy or personal, how do you manage gender dysphoria and emotional intimacy with another person? I'm often afraid that my body image issues / dysphoria will get in the way or be a burden to the relationship."
Yeah. Ooh, that's a heavy one. I feel like it's one of those things where like everybody has their baggage that they bring to a relationship. Like nobody's going to like just like one day be healed and then ready to be someone's partner.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that recognizing that like dysphoria and body issues and stuff like that are just a part of the human experience, and they don't make you unlovable. I think that's a huge part of it for me, is like not separating myself because of those things that I experience, and just realizing like, oh, this is just part of my humanity, and I can still like be in relationship with people and also have this stuff, this baggage or whatever, because everyone's got their shit,
That's true.
Yeah, that's how.
So here's our question from Instagram. So from Instagram, @sarah.soli says, "What is your most meaningful tattoo?"
Ooh, that's a hard one.
Because you have a lot of ink on your body, and you've also done several tattoos on yourself.
Yeah, all of these on my arm are ones that I've done myself. They're all stick and pokes, so I don't use a gun or anything.
Can you explain what stick and poke is?
It's where you take a tattoo needle and you just hold it in your hand instead of putting it in a machine that like vibrates, and then you act as the machine by poking one poke at a time. So they take a lot longer than regular tattoos. Like this took me like 9 hours to do, but that is not my most meaningful tattoo. I think honestly, I tattooed my scars.
Oh, work.
Because they were
saying work like I didn't know. Obviously, I've seen them before.
Surprise, babe. He's never seen me without a shirt on. Yeah, I tattooed my scars because I just felt like they were fading and it made me feel weird. And I wanted them to be as visible as possible. So I tattooed my scars. And
total side note, my father has a stick and poke tattoo, except he got it in prison. So it's not quite the same thing. It was do you know how they do prison tattoos? You break a pin like in half, and then you take a sewing needle, and I don't know if you heat it up. I haven't been to prison. Then you stick it in the ink, and then you just stab. And my father has like a yin yang symbol, and he got it when he came out of prison. And I was like, did you have the tattoo before? He goes, no, I got it in prison. And then he like offered to do one for me. And I was like, you know what? Not my thing. Not my thing. Thanks for the offer, but not my thing. Quick question from me. Last night we were talking and you said you were nervous because we never like had a discussion in this capacity where I was like on or whatever. Because it's usually just us on the phone. Was this like strange for you?
Not really. I mean, you're pretty much the same all the time. That's one of the things I like about you. Among many things.
Oh, aren't you just the sweetest piece of pie in the whole bakery?
I am. I'm pretty sweet.
Say again?
I'm pretty sweet.
Yeah. Your teeth will fall out. All right. Well, thank you so much. Listen, you all, I want everyone to know that you can find Girl Baby on Instagram at @A_Girl Baby. And you can download his new single Dysphoria on iTunes and stream it on Spotify. Thank you. I love you very much. And I'm sure we'll be talking very soon.
I love you too. Bye.
I love you. All right. Our next performer I have known since I was 17. So like for 2 years now. She is a pop recording activist, Broadway muse, and the creator of the viral Stop Killing Us campaign. Let's hear it for Mila Jam.
When I'm torn and I wanna hold it, stand Bob, check your text.
These cuts are more brutal than you could ever know. I'm begging 'cause I don't know how else to react. When my baby treated me like a wicked woman. It's all I can do right now. I'm breaking. Cause when you come to me, I can't resist this feeling. I forget about all that you have done to me. I can't escape this bliss. Oh, too bad about it. That's what he says to me when I'm broken and when I'm torn. And I wanna hold his hand, but he won't, 'cause he never let me. That's what I have to, 'cause I love him. I wanna break up. So instead of freaking, rather take it. I'd rather take it. Rather take it. Oh, yeah. That's what he says to me when he knows that all around. Down, 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 down.
Yes. All right. Now joining us from East Harlem is Mila Jam. We're back. All right. Work, mama, Miss Mila. How you doing, girl?
Oh my God, I'm sanitizing my hands.
Are you really sanitizing your hands right now? Let me look at this video.
Yes.
Let me pull up this video of you
You
over
know,
here sanitizing your hands. Listen,
on
that's what we are. That is what it is today, honey. We out here sanitizing. We out here. We need to keep clean. We need to be forever. Everything is sanitizing this, rubbing down this, Lysol this, sanitizer wipes this. It is. We are. It is. I feel like we're living in the Hunger Games right now.
I'm hungry.
Also, this hat is this like 5 hats glued together? This hat is insane.
It is. It's a very exclusive situation. The sun never hits my face when this hat is down.
Bitch, the sun is in your face, your shoulders, your knees, your neighbors. So you are coming up live from East Harlem right now. I just want to say out loud, first of all, I have known you longer than anyone that, because we are both from Columbus, Georgia.
Yeah.
Muskogee County represent. And I remember moving to New York City and I opened up a Next magazine, RIP Next magazine. And I looked and there was a full page ad of Mila Jam. You were sitting on a stool, holding a laptop and a webcam. And like, I don't think there were even iPhones back then, but all these like cords wrapped around you. And it was this show you did, like internet craziness. So I can't remember the name of the show. Over at Therapy, right? And I remember coming up being like, "Oh my goodness, what are you doing here? This is so crazy." And you're like, "Yeah, girl, I'm a New York City girl now. Like this was it." And you went to like AMDA, was it?
Good old AMDA.
You don't sound too proud of it. You're like, yeah, went to AMDA.
I went to AMDA.
Is that a thing, or people kind of like? Okay, let me give you this.
No, let me clarify, because AMDA is important. There are a lot of artists, award-winning artists, that went to AMDA. And even though it sometimes gets a bad rap, it serves a great purpose. AMDA got me to New York. Yep. It got me connected. I think the teachers are really wonderful and knowledgeable. You know, and every place has its things, but like Janelle Monáe went there. We like
Right?
some great people have, you know, we know what's up.
I think Pep went to AMDA. Did I make that up?
No, she did. Yeah.
Yeah, like everybody goes to AMDA. Let me tell you right now, when I was in Columbus,
to
Georgia,
AMDA.
I was so jealous of people who went, because I went to a 4-year college with a theater program that was pretty good, but I was like, but I feel like the real actors are in New York City at AMDA. And then I got here, everyone was like, girl, you be all right. Now, when I met you, you were acting. When did you do the switch from acting to music?
I'm still acting. What are you talking about? Hello.
Well, I mean, if someone mentioned you, I would say Mila is a musician, and then, but also, I mean, you know better than me.
Well, what's interesting is I grew up in theater, so I'm a trained theatrical actress, and I did lots of theater, regional theater. So acting has just always been a part of my life. But you know, I always loved music, and I was writing music when I was younger, and just sort of had the dream to always want to like use my own voice and make my own sound and create my own thing.
Am I correct? Did you recently play Pythios in Head Over Heels? Did I make that up?
I sure did. I did. Yes.
Like, how was that? Was that exciting for you?
So Peppermint is one of my dearest, closest sisters. And actually seeing her originate the role was very inspiring, but like I got called to play the role in Seattle. So I was in Taiwan and I was doing a music camp in Taiwan, and they called me and they were like, we were told that we need to call you. We'd love for you to come and play Pythio. I flew out to Seattle. I did the show there for 2.5 months. It was really life-changing. Like it was just beautiful. It was wonderful. The character Pythio just embodies so much about like the human spirit and what a lot of people forget, which is, you know, like we shift, we change, and just the connection between like what's important at the end of the day is not necessarily like your gender. It's about the person. It's about the connection you make with people. And it was great. And I'm so honored to have been a person that have played a role that my sister originated.
And I hate that I couldn't see you do it. I mean, I got to see Pep do it twice. I saw her once in San Francisco and once in New York City. I mean, I was truly enamored with you when I saw you as the Cat in the Hat at the Springer Opera House in Columbus, Georgia. And I remember thinking, this is one of the most talented people I've ever seen in my life, like being like floored. And then I heard that you were on the national tour of Rent, and I was like, someone that I know is like on the national tour. Like, someone made it. Someone from Columbus made it. I can make it too.
And look at you.
I want to talk a little bit about, can you scroll in the opposite direction a little bit, Jacob? I want to talk a little bit about, so there was a little bit of controversy because you did a video called Like the Last Time. And in the video, the person you're dancing with is like blurred out. Like you can't see them. Like, what was that about?
So the video Like the Last Time was shot in Orlando, Florida. And the inspiration for the video was "Don't Let Me Be the Last to Know" by Britney Spears. One of my favorite Britney Spears songs and videos. And you know, the guy that we hired to play my significant other, my love interest, was all in for the shoot, for the whole thing. We bonded, we had so much fun, we connected. There might have even been a little bit of a spark between us when we were filming. And it wasn't until afterward when, you know, things were said and done, he was like, we should hang out. We should just, you know, maybe connect a little bit more and like spend some time while you're visiting. And he didn't know I was trans. Mm-hmm. And so we made it a point to be like, this moment is about two people. It's about two people just connecting and finding each other in this wilderness and having that moment. And he just flipped his script so fiercely. And he all of a sudden just turned into like this person who was like, oh, well, I know people who are in the community or who are in the trans community and the gay community. And like, I have friends and family, but like, I'm not like that. And I can't be with, seen with you. And this is just not good. And I was like, I'm sorry, but that took 3 weeks of debating because it went from him wanting to be a part of it, then me asking him every step of the way, are you okay? If you're not, cool. I will edit out what you don't want to see. And he was like, I trust you. I'm cool with it. Let's do it. And he just kept changing his tune. So then a week later, he'd be like, I don't know. I don't know if I want to be seen in this scene. Okay, cool. We'll take it out. 2 weeks later, I don't know if I want to be in the video at all.
That is so
I'm sorry.
shady. That really is just so. I mean,
And I'm
you're
like,
probably more mad than I am.
We've already done. And then so we just thought, you know what, at the end of the day, what was so important is to make this message louder and clearer. And it changed the whole message of the video's intention. The video was supposed to was supposed to symbolize just two people having a beautiful time together. And then it just totally brought up the horror that what it's like to be a trans woman and have everything basically turn up on its head.
Yeah.
And be about to love people for who they are.
But it ended up getting a lot of ended up being kind of getting some kind of turning out a little bit. So I want to talk about, you have your new single #1 out.
Yes.
What was
number one? Yes, this new single. #1 is personal evaluation, and just do that for someone else. You know, we have to fight. And if you see the moves on my Instagram, you know, the homage was to dance and to just like being my most fiercest self. Because in the morning you get up and you look in the mirror and you need to be your #1. The guy who calls you or girl who calls you or person that calls you, you want #1. So it just reflects all of that.
Work. I want to quickly get to a couple of questions that we have from the internet. All right, this is from Twitter. This is from @HarryDixon97. Do you read the comments? Because I know that it's a scary place, and I love reading comments on your masquerade video of others who related to the message. So I wonder do you read the comments?
Yes and no. I believe that at the end of the day, when there are comments, it's really not my particularly because it just affects me too much. I just need to like put out the work, do the work, whatever I'm feeling. But I catch them. You know, sometimes you can't avoid it, and sometimes they sneak up, and sometimes they catch me, and it'll pop up, and I'll be like, oh. And so there has been like a lot of love and a lot of positive feedback, and I really, really, really like want to highlight how important it is to like try to be positive and send positive commentary, because it is just a breeding ground for people to be negative all the time on all kinds of content. And if you want to be unique, like find something cool or like awesome to say about someone. But I read them sometimes, but I don't dwell over it. I don't read them too much.
I dig that. Well, thank you so much for joining us. Listen, you can find Mila Jam on Instagram @the_Mila_Jam. You are one of my icons. I have loved you for so long, for longer than I've even loved New York City. And I've loved New York City for 12 years now. Thank you so much for joining us. And I'll see you soon.
I love you so much, Bob. I love you. I love you. I love you. Thank you.
Of course. Thank you, baby. Now, our final guest today needs no introduction. She was the runner-up for season 9 of RuPaul's Drag Race, and she's the first openly trans person to originate a major role in a Broadway show, and she loves to talk about when it's fashion. Let's hear it for Peppermint.
Hey.
Joining us from Harlem, New York, please welcome Peppermint. First of all, you look. Wait, go ahead, bitch. What are you about to say? What are you about to say?
I was gonna say we're supposed to be socially distancing. I'm right down the street from your house. I'm in the comments, both on. You were the only queen who's got me on. Equally logged in on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Christian Mingle, wherever else you are.
I'm on Grubhub, Uber Eats.
Uber Eats. I was already logged into Uber Eats, girl. And everybody is like, "Oh, aren't y'all supposed to be socially distancing?" Bitch, it's taped.
I don't know if they think we're in the same room. I'm like, girl, Pep is in Harlem. I'm in Washington Heights. We are 30 blocks from each other. We are not hanging out, honey. But also, these fans be swearing up and down. They even know what I'm talking about. They be like, girl, I saw Bob and Pep going Instagram live. Well, this, contrary to popular belief, you cannot spread coronavirus through 5G. Have you heard these theories?
Girl, if you could spread it through the internet, I'd have a whole lot more things than Corona.
Okay, before we get started, I want to talk about this. Everyone, you and I can't do anything without talking about, is it fashion?
Honey, are you looking at the comments? That's all the comments are asking, is it fashion? Except for one. One comment on your YouTube said, Peppermint, I don't even understand. Peppermint, I swear you know Fantasia. Like,
Like, are you
Fantasia,
like?
you know?
Do they see you hanging out at like Whataburger with Fantasia or something?
I don't know. I don't know.
Jake Young says conspiracy theory. Pep knows
You know
Fantasia.
Fantasia.
No, that is so funny. But yeah, that has become like it wasn't even it has become your most popular quote is fashion.
It's my most popular quote, bitch. It wasn't even on my season.
Listen, when it hits, girl. It slaps.
We gotta do something with that.
We're gonna. You and I are known for being a messy kiki group. So before we start getting messy and kiki, and let's do some official journalism stuff. So you are a Broadway star. You were in video in Head Over Heels, which I saw you in San Francisco, and I saw you on Broadway. You were the first openly trans person to originate a major role in a Broadway show. I mean, you're going to go down in Black history. You're going to be in the books.
Shit. First of all, yes. Second of all, during Mila and during Girl Baby's interviews, I kept getting up and adding more more makeup. And I see that I really overdrew my lips way too much. And I'm so sorry.
Every time the camera comes back, you're gonna by the time it's done, you're gonna be in that Peppermint Club Kid look. Every time the camera comes back, you're just in more and more makeup. You got the big shoulders on, the lollipop.
I'm addicted to makeup. Yes, it was very lovely being on Broadway. A lot of people think it's easy. A lot of people think it's like, oh, you just went and just did a number. I not only was on Broadway, but I was a part of a cast that originated a show. And to originate a show, it means you do not sleep. It means I ate.
I found time.
I ate, but you do not sleep, and you are as stressed as you could ever. I mean, Broadway to a lot of people, that's like the big leagues, right? And so you are as stressed as you could ever be. You're not sleeping. Your things are changing. It's just like insanity. But it was a wonderful experience, and it was great to be a part of It's great to be a part of the Broadway community now. It's great to be a part of some of the change that the Broadway community started to implement, because there were not a lot of trans people on Broadway. But the same year that I was on, Alexandra Billings was on. She's back on Broadway when it resumes in Wicked, and
no one's on Broadway right now. Bitch, ain't nobody on Broadway.
No, nobody on it right now. I know, but when it resumes, which is looking like it's going to be in June, Kate Borenstein, Ty Defoe. There were a few other trans actors, but I was the only one in a musical at that time who was a lead in a musical, and it was one of the best experiences of my life.
And not only that, it is 8 shows a week. Work the World doesn't even do 8 shows a week, mama.
Darling, can I tell you, it was 8 shows a week on a regular day, on a regular week. Yeah. Honey, when the Christmas season comes in, bitch, you don't know who you are. We did, get this, you ready?
I'm ready.
We did, in 9 days, we did 15 shows in 9 days.
How?
I don't know. In a real bitchy ass mood, I'll tell you that's how.
Pipio came out like, yeah, motherfuckers, I'm a snake. Is this motherfucker is?
What, bitch? I was not having it, honey. Woo, child.
Ooh, heaven's a place on earth, motherfucker.
Yeah. Ooh. Who's spooky?
Imagine you walking out with your slippers on, being like, wet.
What?
Let's imagine you being just as black as possible. Yeah, nigga, heaven's a place on earth. What of it?
Whatever, honey. And hell is right here.
I also want to talk about okay, so you I'm laughing. Okay, am I allowed to say why I'm okay? I'm gonna say it, then you can tell me if I'm allowed to say why I'm laughing. You have a new show out, it's on Quibi called where's it at?
Bitch.
Translation. Where's translation?
I don't know. Okay, translation.
Wait, I'm laughing. I'm gonna tell them why I'm laughing, because they go. I was gonna read me. So before I'm gonna say it, I have to. Before we started airing, I said, Pep, I want to talk about your new show. said I was talking about your new show translation. And Pep said, "What? What's translation?" I said, "Pep, it's your new show." And she said,
"It's new. It's new. It's not my fault. It's new. It's new. It's new." Listen, okay, it's new, and I forgot the name of it. But the point is, it's lovely. It's basically like the trans view. Jiggly Caliente is a producer of the show.
Word.
Yeah. She got the lovely ladies together. It's myself, it's obviously Jiggly, it's Carmen Carrera, and it's Sonique.
Word.
And all of the ladies bringing their own points of view to a table. And we talk about a bunch of options. So we have, I don't remember, the premiere date hasn't been announced yet, but we just got picked up. And so the shows will roll out this spring. So that's exciting. Girl, when you said it, I didn't even know what you're talking about. It's so new.
Well, not to mention, but the thing that, like, I feel like obviously you're gonna be the Whoopi Goldberg. You know, Whoopi's the one who has all the reason. Not saying that Jiggly and Sonique and Carmen. I don't really know Sonique and Carmen. I know Jiggly and you. But like, if there is a girl in the left chair, it is gonna be Peppermint. Like, who else? Who else?
You'll see. You'll see. I won't argue.
Tune in, honey. It's called translation, or is it? Who knows? Not Pep.
Viewer's choice. Viewer's choice.
Yeah, you get to choose the name. So I know you want to talk about the digital. You're doing the digital drag fest. What's the name of your show on digital drag?
Doing the digital. Everybody's doing the digital drag fest. I talked to my mom. That bitch is doing the digital drag fest. Everybody's doing the digital drag fest. But I am excited because my first show. It's sold out. My first show sold out. So I'm doing another show. And it's on April 13th. And it was so much fun. I had so much fun in my living room giving a show to these people. I hope that everybody enjoyed it. Please, please, please go to, just go to the link in bio on my social media, on my Twitter. I'm going to pin the tweet on my Twitter, and it's also on my Instagram. You can get tickets, or you can go to stageit.com, search for Peppermint. Don't get distracted by everybody else, and just go
straight to
I'm
Peppermint.
on the last page. I'm the black bitch on the last page at the bottom of the screen, but you'll find me eventually if you got patience. And then buy a ticket. It's only $10 per household, so hopefully you can afford it.
Yeah,
And,
I love that. Pitch in. Look, everybody pitch in. If it's 5 y'all in the house, everybody give me $2.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. And everybody watch it. I'm doing live music. I'm gonna probably do some new stuff from some of my new album that is hopefully gonna launch sometime soon in this spring. I'm recording some new music, and yeah, hopefully people will like it.
I'm doing one too. Mine is on the 18th. I'm right now, girl. If this digital drag fest goes great, but you might never get me at a club or theater again. I'm about to stay in my living room, make my coins.
Again, I have to tell you, I had a premonition about this in
getting premonitions.
Girl, I had a premonition. Must have been, when was it? Must have been about 2013. And I said, it was whenever Periscope came out.
Yeah.
And I said, oh, one day nobody's going to leave their house, and everybody's going to be watching, streaming into the show, to the drag show. And here we are.
You heard it here. Pep's a witch. You heard it live. Witch. Okay, now this is where it's about to start getting lit in the comment section.
Okay, bitch, here we go. You ready? Let me whatever I gotta do. You do what you gotta do. Where's my water? Let me get a sip. Go ahead, bitch.
All these questions we were getting, one of the ones that was like, out there like, oh my God, Bob won't ask that. People want to know this, and this is like a hot topic issue between like Drag Race and the trans community. People are asking,
oh shit.
Ask to present male to be a contestant on RuPaul's Drag Race.
Go to hell. Not you.
Oh, them. I was like, damn.
No, I was not asked to present in any way going to Drag Race. Here's the truth. Are y'all ready?
I'm
Get
ready.
your pencil and paper out. Number one is what's the truth? Number one, okay, is yes, some people may know. It may be obvious, it may not be. I had not had as many surgeries and as much time transitioning medically as I have today. I'm a different looking person than I was 5 years ago. Okay, cool. That's the first thing. Second of all, I was no less of a woman the day before I went in to get my boobs surgery. I was no less of a woman that day than I was the day after. I have always been a woman. You can tell me that you don't think that I look like a woman. You can call yourself whatever you want. There are people in the trans community who really only, and I want to be clear, there are people in the trans community who subscribe to the belief that you are a man until you get a vagina. And once you get a vagina, you are a transsexual. There are people who believe that. We've seen their comments on everything that has to do with Drag Race.
She popping off.
But I'm of the belief that in the trans community, we're under an umbrella, and some people do not want, cannot afford surgery. Some people do not desire, some people do not need surgery. And surgery is an individual choice. It's dangerous for some, it's expensive, it puts your body at other types of risk. And so there's a lot of things to consider with surgery. I know there's a lot of people in the comments right now that are like, oh, you don't look like a woman, so you ain't gonna be a woman because you don't look like what I think a woman should look like. But I gotta tell you that womanhood is not whatever you think it looks like. Manhood is not what you think it looks like. That is my womanhood for me to decide. And I had to really rack my brain over, am I going to be mentally okay going on to a reality show for millions of people to see without my wig and without a bra on? How am I going to feel about myself? And I had to come to terms with a lot more than whatever you're kikiing about on Drag Race. I had to come to terms with my body. I had to come to terms with, do I feel like having my body on display? I had to come to terms with, do I feel like I deserve to speak out and say the words that trans people deserve equality? Am I the right person to say trans people deserve equality? And at this stage in the game, when the Supreme Court is trying to vote down our rights, when the Supreme Court is trying to make it legal to fire trans people, when the military is trying to make it legal to not have trans people in there, when legislation has just passed to make it legal for trans people to be discriminated against and not be allowed to be in any school sports in certain states, anyone who wants to stand up and say that trans people deserve equality should be able to have that platform. And that was me. And I'm a trans woman today. I've been a trans woman all my life. And if you don't think I look like a trans woman, then you know what you can go to.
I know what you was about to say, Phil. I know what you was about to say. I know what you was about to say. So you heard her. She been a woman. Been one. This is why I love. This is why you're the whoopee. This is why I love you. You are so real. You and me are just a cut up kiki. I mean, I love you. Like you're my fucking hero. I said it to you all the time, but I just love you so much. Y'all heard it here. She's talking to you all. So I'm gonna quickly. We're running a little long, so I'm gonna go ahead and get into these questions that I have from the internet for you. All right.
Okay.
So here's a question from Instagram. This is from disco @disco_rice_ on Instagram. What is your technique for highlighting your titties? Because you have the Golden Globes.
Girl, it's true. So I use Ben Nye, which is a brand, Krylon Aqua Color. I use that. And then I use pretty much any gold dust that there is. But my secret to highlighting is when you really want to turn it up. Not when you're in your living room on quarantine, I save it. But when you really want to turn it up.
Broadway show this week.
Yeah, hello. It's a wet or a cream, and followed by a powder.
Work. So there you have it. To the lady who commented that is how you turn your titties into golden globes. Pep, I love you. I'm obsessed with you. We could talk for 19 days. You can find Peppermint on Instagram at Peppermint247. You can find her at the Digital Drag Fest this coming Monday. The first show sold out, but there are still a few tickets for the next one. Thank you so much, Pep. I love you. I just love you. Mwah.
I love you. Bye, everybody.
All right, now, as you all know, the comment sections be going off. People have a lot to say on the internet, and as you all know, that's where we live now. So I want to give a positive spin and I highlight some of my favorite comments from the show today. Also, remember, comment, subscribe, share, retweet, share, and then comment, and then subscribe, and then give hearts, and then retweet, and then share. All right, so let's go into the comments that we have today. These are the top picked comments from today's feed. From Facebook. Sorry. These are so messy. The people picking comments are so messy. At heterosexual. Is that a real thing? Are y'all making these up?
That's what we got.
It says, but is it fracking? That's just one of the comments. On Facebook, at Yasim Ray says, Bob giving me some fucking Carol Baskin vibe. That's right, honey. Don't climb into this septic tank, honey. Shit might pop off. From Instagram, the Solomon Experience. The Solomon. Oh, is this my friend Solomon? Seriously want to know. Do you think yourself, Eureka, and Shangela are a good trio and to represent drag, race, and the nation? I don't know if that's. I can't tell if that's a shady question or not. Do I think we are? I think that Shangela, Eureka, and myself are all great drag queens. I do not represent RuPaul's Drag Race. I do not represent the nation. There was a year where I was representing Drag Race, but that was 3-4 years ago. I do not represent Drag Race. I do not represent the United States of America. I just represent myself, and I think I'm doing a pretty good job of that, to be honest. So thank you at the Solomon Experience. And then lastly, at Nick Smith, you haven't called me today. Well, Nick, I will be calling you, and we will play Fortnite right after this show has happened. Just a reminder, everyone, my digital drag show is April 18th. Get your tickets now at bobthedragqueen.com. I also, if you want to see me, I am on the internet all the time. I have Drag My Dad on MTV's YouTube page. I have the Pit Stop every Saturday on VH1's YouTube page. I have Sibling Rivalry on that YouTube page. I have Bob Live right here on my page, and I'm releasing weekly content. I mean, I'm everywhere, honey. Thank you all so much for joining us here at Bob Live. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. We are looking forward to having you all next week. And our guest next week is going to be YouTube drama queen, Jake Yancey. So it's going to be real shady. All right. Thank you so much. Goodbye. Mwah.
Oh, God. Jake Yancey.